with a paper towel because after we wash the chicken thoroughly, we're gonna lay the chicken here and then pat it dry with a paper towel. Now we're going to pull this chicken out and we need to wash it thoroughly. This is the easiest way I find to do it. Pull it out, you remove the giblets, and then you can wash the chicken with cold water. Make sure the water's cold. And you wash the inside. Once it's washed, you let the water come out and you're going to move it straight into the paper towel like this. You want to just pat it dry and you've got a nice clean chicken to work with. It's really important to wash your hands after you do that because the chicken, they have bacteria before cooking, so you don't want to spread that bacteria to your spice jars. Now you want to get your ingredients together. Black pepper, salt, basil, seasoning salt, onion powder, rosemary, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and poultry seasoning, and olive oil. Coat your chicken with a thin layer of olive oil and just brush it through. If you don't have a brush, you can use your hands. Turn it over. Just give it a nice brush, and that keeps the spices on the chicken. And I like to do just one little squirt inside the chicken. Now we want to allow the spices to permeate the entire chicken, and here's how we do it. We cut along the neck, just a few slits right here. We don't want to cut the skin. What we want to do is just cut these white things that keep the skin on the chicken breast. We want to be able to fill the inside here with all the spices. And you can see it's this thin little white stuff that keeps it together. But once you cut that through, you have enough room. So start with your Italian seasoning. Just put it in there. Get it all the way down. There you go. You want to make sure it's coated well so that all of the spices permeate the inside of the chicken, not just the chicken skin. Then you take a little bit of black pepper, just put it in. Since I cut the skin up, I'll just use that whole. You take your basil, do the same thing with all your spices, get them in there. Then you take the seasoning salt, you put it on your hand, about this much here. Very lightly coat it with your hand, put it inside there, put it on the back of the chicken, rub it in, and we just kind of leave that there. Have to wash our hands again. We're going to spread some onion powder on it and inside the breast. Everything that you do outside, you do inside that breast. Take the basil, make sure you spread it around. A little bit of rosemary, or you can use your Italian spices again. I'll throw a few inside the chicken as well. Next is the garlic. Put it inside the bird as well. And then what I do is I put a little coating of poultry seasoning on the bird. At this point, I give it just a little bit more olive oil, just a little bit, so that it can keep all of the spices on the bird. Once you put all of your spices in and around the bird, you can wash your hands again. We've got a lemon that's going to be used for the chicken. So what you want to do is take like 3 little slices off the lemon. You want to save those. We're going to take the rest of it and put the juice on your bird. You know, taking out any seeds, you don't want that. So once you put all the juice on that bird, you take the lemon and you stuff it in there. And you just leave it. And then you wash your hands again. Inside the bird, we're gonna add 2 stalks of celery. I'm using 2 stalks of rosemary and a chunk of onion. I washed the rosemary and the celery stalks. So I just cut these in half so they'll fit in the bird. So I take everything and you put it right inside the bird. And so now you've got onion, celery, rosemary, and that lemon that we put in there. So that's all ready to go. I've taken 3 potatoes. You can use a russet, you can use whatever kind of potato you want. I've peeled them and I've chopped them into small pieces. And now I'm gonna take some water and I wanna get the starch off of these. So I'm gonna wash them. And then you have nice clean potatoes. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil and take your Italian seasoning and drizzle the potatoes with that. You know, just kind of get them all coated. And I'm going to add just a little bit of seasoning salt on there, and I put it on my hand because this stuff is so salty. And they are ready to add to your chicken. Now I'm gonna put in a little bit of chicken stock, and what I do is just put it around the bird because I want it to stay nice and moist while it's cooking. And this also cooks into the potatoes. It's just enough to fill the bottom. So now I'm gonna add the potatoes around the bird. I've peeled and chopped 4 or 5 medium-sized carrots. I'm going to add just a little bit of Italian seasoning to them, a little bit of our salt, and now I'm gonna add these to the potatoes here. The last step is putting these 3 lemons on top of the breast here. I'm gonna just coat it with just a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit, making sure that all the spices stay on there. And I'm gonna just put the lemon right on top. Okay, now your very last step, you're ready to cook the chicken, but you wanna get this lid right on there. And it may not fit, it's okay. Just put it right on there, it's ready to go. You take your chicken right into the oven. We're gonna bake at 385 degrees for 2 hours. After 2 hours, it's time to take out the chicken. We're gonna lift the lid so you can take a look. Beautiful, look at that chicken. Time to eat.